Hi, welcome to Create Love More. My name is Beth, and I have a blog about music, art, creativity, and beauty. And today, I just have the honor of speaking with Hannah Rothfuss, and I'm going to share. She's going to share a little bit about her um, work of poetry that she has a collection of poems that she's published recently. And I actually found out about it through her mom through an email or a blog, or I'm sorry, I think it was through Facebook. And I was super excited because I've known Hannah for a while and just know that she loves to write and has a gift in writing and creating. And so I bought two of her poetry books, and I gave one to my friend Leslie in Wisconsin and one to, I just kept one myself. And so I read it right before Christmas, and I was just really touched and moved. And there was so much depth um, and wrestling in it and truth behind it. And it was just such a beautiful collection. There were, I think, 10 poems. Is that right, Hannah? Or 12?
Maybe 12 or
Maybe,
13.
yeah, maybe 12. So what we're going to do tonight is just run through a few questions, let you get to know Hannah a little bit and her heart behind this collection of poems, and kind of wind down from there. So she took me on a journey through her poetry, and I'm just going to let her share a little bit about her journey in writing her poems. But first, I just want to have you, if you can just tell me a little bit about yourself in a few sentences. What are some things you like to do? Where do you attend school? What you're studying? And maybe it's something a little bit quirky about yourself.
All right. Thank you, Beth. So I'm Hannah. I am currently a sophomore. I am getting an English degree, planning to add creative writing to that as well, either as a minor or a double major or something like that. I absolutely love reading. I love writing, have for years. Just absolutely love that. Another art form that I really love is dance. So I've been taking ballet for a couple years, and so that's something that I do in my free time sometimes as well, or I take classes when I can.
Multifaceted then, right? I forgot that you dance too. I forgot about that. I know you love to read and write as well. So what do you like to write the most?
I kind of write. It kind of changes. I kind of just sort of experiment with all kinds of things. My favorite is probably fiction. To write, but I also I write essays and obviously poetry. Um, but yeah, fiction for a long time has kind of been my favorite. Hoping to publish novels eventually.
Mm, wonderful. When you read for enjoyment, what do you like to read?
I read a lot of kind of older classic books is a lot of what I read. C.S. Lewis, Tolkien, Charles Dickens, Jane Austen. So there's, sometimes I branch out. There's some newer authors that I've read too, that I, buy their books, and I get excited about supporting them too. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, lots of classics. Most of my favorite.
Wonderful. A lot of classic fans out there too, I'm sure you can relate to. Well, let's dive into the title of your compilation of poems. It's entitled Sculpted Heart. And can you share, just share, if you can share what the title means to you and maybe how that title came to fruition?
Yes. So these poems, kind of what they all have in common is that they're all kind of rooted in my experiences and my emotions and kind of trying to work through them and process them. Um, and also, if you look at them, a lot of them rhyme. They kind of all have a rhyming scheme. And, some of them are a little more complex. I like to play around with, like rhyming within the line or every other line or something like that. And for me, there's something very, very healing about trying to take my emotions and fit them into that really rigid structure. So that's kind of where the title came from, was kind of, you know, it's my raw emotions. And I think you use the word like struggling or wrestling, you know, just kind of these things that I've been wrestling with. And so that's kind of, you know, my heart, and it's very structured, and that's where the sculpted came from. Was kind of trying to make something beautiful out of my emotions that I can share with other people.
I love that. I like how you said that just that word sculpted really does encompass from start to finish each poem and its progression. And we'll kind of get into that in a minute here. Can you share who or what inspired you to put together these poems and actually come out with your first poem? Is this your first publication?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Very excited. Yeah. So it kind of just came out of, I guess, just wanting to share this group of poems, and looking at all of them and how they're all about kind of my heart, what I'm struggling with, and just kind of thinking, you know, I kind of used these poems to heal myself. It was kind of, you know, a way to try and like restore myself. And so, you know, I just kind of thought maybe there's some way that this would be helpful for other people that are trying to heal, to kind of have someone put words to that. So just kind of came out of wanting to share that, and then just kind of started looking around, and, you know, I was like, okay, I can get it printed here. And then just kind of started putting it on our social media.
Nice.
And the response has been amazing.
I was compelled as I read through each one, and I literally was taken on a journey with every single poem. I mean, I was gripped with the words. There were stories behind it. So I wanted to read a little bit of the very last poem called Afterwards. And I forgot my poem, your booklet, so I'm going to go grab it real quick. In the meantime, you can enjoy, this is a painting from Kari Allgaier. She's a local artist here in Omaha, Nebraska, so you can look at the beautiful oil painting of hers. I'll be right back.
Perfect, yes. I know that both of us go to church with her, and I've seen her art before. I always love getting a chance to see that.
Okay, sorry about that. So I am on, I'm going to give you a little peek of Hannah's book, and it's Sculpted Heart, Poems by Hannah Rothfuss, and I'm on page 17 at the very end, the second to last poem here, I believe. And it's called Afterward. I remember the rain, but I don't see a cloud anywhere. Feel that sting in my eyes. Did it come from the skies? Were there really drops in the air? Now I look around at this earth that's all yellow and warm. All I see is a rainbow. The sky is an art show. It's hard to remember the storm. So, as I kind of think about the poems that preceded that and kind of the journey, it is kind of like I said, it was like your heart was being ripped apart prior to this poem. And it really gripped me, the words, the sky is an art show. It's hard to remember the storm. And it just seemed like, it's like part of your heart was being ripped apart. It seemed like there was like a bit of a love story in there kind of filtering through, but your heart was also being examined at the same time. There was a lot of humility, a lot of truth and grappling with things, but a lot of humility in it. And so I just wondered if you can speak to these lines, your heart, the sky is an art show. It's hard to remember the storm. Can you just kind of share what what that suggests?
Yeah, I absolutely love the way you read that, Beth. It's always so neat to hear someone else read it. Yeah, I loved your inflection and your tone. So I love that you picked this poem out because it's a really little, like, simple little poem, but it is really, really meaningful to me. So kind of where this poem came from was kind of a situation that kind of my whole family was going through years ago. And there's, a lot of parts of that that I feel like are not my story to tell so much as, someone else's. Um, but, when you're close to someone and they're hurting and, you're hurting and, I was just trying to make sense of this situation. Um, and there's several poems in Sculpted Heart that are kind of about that time period for our family. And what inspired the poem afterward was actually a time that we were looking at family pictures. And we looked at pictures from that time. And I remember thinking that this was the first time I could look at those pictures and kind of relive that, and it didn't upset me. I could just kind of see the good things that happened there as well, and all of the good that came out of that, and how much all of us grew from that and since then. And so that is what inspired this little poem. Then I went and wrote that about it kind of being the first time that I could see something beautiful and kind of feeling like we made it. We got through it, and the storm's over, and being able to see the good things.
Wow. That's truly part of the journey, isn't it? It's like the destination is so part of the process is almost more important than the destination itself.
Yeah.
So just kind of winding down here, I just wanted to read through the titles of every poem. So it starts with a foreword, and then the first poem is called Adopted. Then Here, The Summons, the last page, Eyes on Me, The Human Condition, Lost, Silence, Paradise, Afterward, Mermaids, and Hey, Stranger. So in closing, Hannah, I have read your blog. Periodically I pop on there. And so I just wanted to see if you could just share a little bit about that and how others can find you or connect with your work.
Awesome. Thank you. So my blog is takingmytime.rothfuss.us. And it's really just kind of all kinds of random things. So I have fiction up there, I have poetry up there, lots of kind of reflection on my life. Or sometimes I talk about what I'm reading. So it's really just, it is not a narrow focus. It's just kind of whatever is on my mind or on my heart. And then I am working on getting like a page up along the top bar about Sculpted Heart that you could visit, that hopefully I will get up there about the time that you would put this up on your blog, Beth. And then also you can find me on Instagram. My name is @RothfussHannah. And I've posted on there about Sculpted Heart. You could send me a DM if you are interested in getting a copy. And I am on Instagram a little more, posting, shorter stuff, especially right now while I'm in school and stuff, and it's pretty busy. I'm more likely to be posting on there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your heart, share your passion. And if you could share, what would be one dream of yours in closing that you would have regarding writing?
Kind of for, years now, a long time, I have been hoping to publish novels. I write kind of fantasy fairy tales, kind of stuff like that, where I can really kind of play around and break the rules. So yeah, that's definitely a dream of mine, to start publishing novels. So I'm currently writing one. It is nowhere near finished, but that is definitely something that I've wanted to do for a long time.
I love it. I'm so, so excited for you. And I really hope you have a great semester as you jump back in after the holiday. And I just look forward to following you through the years and your dreams and your creativity. So such an honor to know you, Hannah. You have such a beautiful heart. So thanks for sharing again. Sculpted Heart. Instagram is at Rothfuss Hannah, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then what's your, and I'll post also the information, how to reach you and stuff on your blog as well. So
Awesome.
thanks so much. I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Beth. This was
You're welcome. We'll be in touch.
all right.
Okay, bye-bye.